This is Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, and you're listening to WNS.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or check us out on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 250 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
I believe we're on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
The podcast is on Twitter at WNS Podcast, at WNS_Daniel, and at Tyler_.
There you go. So welcome to the show. Got lots to talk about, kind of, this week. We got some feedback. We're going to talk about Raw, and we have a question for the Q&A. So
and more 2K16.
And more 2K16 talk as well. So welcome to the show. Tyler, how you doing?
Doing all right, sir.
Yeah?
There was a lot of traffic. Hey, did you run into any traffic coming this way, Doug?
No,
I think there was a wreck or something. But yeah, traffic.
That's not good.
It sucked.
Oh, okay.
It was in line for a while. That's why I didn't get here on time when I said it would.
Ah, yes, of course.
Quite.
Doug, how are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Welcome back. Happy that you've returned.
Yeah.
I know work's getting hectic, and especially since the holidays are right around the corner. That's no fun.
Nope.
But yeah, so welcome to the show. Episode 250, a new personal record for us. So pretty happy. We've been doing this show for a long time, and hopefully we'll be at 300 before you know it.
300.
300, that's right.
It's like another year.
Yeah. Yep. Almost. So if we do it every single week from here on out, which I know we're going to at least miss one because I'm going to be on my honeymoon, then it'll be, I guess if you take that into account, it'll be a week from last week, or a year from last week. So we should be at that particular spot.
Damn.
Although, no, it'll be a leap year next year. Well, that won't matter.
That doesn't matter.
It's not a week. It's an extra day. So I'm tired. So welcome to the show. Let's dive into some feedback. The first bit of feedback we have is from 1AJGTWM from YouTube. Man, don't ask me to say that again. Saying in regards to the Santa talk that we had last week, saying cheap-ass Santa did not give me anything. I have to pay the guy to. I've got to pay this guy a visit again real soon.
This probably will not mean anything to you because it's probably not proof for you. But I asked my mom, I was like, okay, am I crazy? I thought I remembered like at least one or two Christmases when we went to Central Mall, Santa gave me and like 8 mini boxes of like of cereal. And she's like, yeah, he did. I was like, I knew it. I remember that.
That's still so strange.
Yeah.
Doug, has Santa ever given you cereal that you can recall?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. I think it's, more customary to give out candy canes or peppermints, something of that nature. I've never heard of a Santa giving out cereal. So,
I mean, I like cereal better than candy canes, so.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was all the good stuff. It was Tricks, Lucky Charms, Fruity Pebbles, and like other stuff I don't really care about. But I was pumped for those.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Now I know what to get you instead of candy canes for Christmas. And just
I don't
get
eat
you
those
some cereal.
anymore.
Oh. Well, it's because, you haven't been to visit Santa in a while.
Oh, okay. Well, I doubt that Santa is there.
I bet if someone gave you another pack of cereal, you'd eat it eventually.
Eventually.
You'd get hungry.
Get giddy.
Yeah. So thanks for the feedback. Next bit of feedback we have is from Mitch saying, I was cracking up when you guys did your Big E impression. Good stuff. Another great podcast. Keep it up, guys.
You did it.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember. I was like, what?
Keep it tight for Daddy.
Oh.
Yeah. And last bit of feedback we have is from Julian saying we actually had to pay to see Santa, and I got a peppermint candy cane. So we pretty much got screwed In regards to WWE, though, I think the Reigns and Wyatt feud was pointless because Sheamus having the Money in the Bank briefcase is stupid, and Wyatt dropped the feud for Taker anyway. It just did nothing for either one of them. I definitely think they can hold Sasha till Mania because they can have Charlotte feud with Paige for a bit and then let Becky get a shot. And if one more person is needed, put Natalya or Naomi in it. Lastly, Triple H accidentally said, "Hi" or "How high are you?" instead of "Hi, how are you?" instead of asking the crowd, "How high are you?" Just wanted to see if you guys noticed that from last week's Raw.
I don't remember that.
I remember something along those lines. I think they were in Denver. And they're like, "Oh, it's the Mile High City. How high are you guys?" Or something like that. He was wanting to see. They're wanting to see something, but yeah. So thanks for the free feedback. We certainly appreciate it. Now it's time to dive on into Raw, which I missed a good portion of it. I had to go out for cake testing, which if you're gonna miss Raw, at least you get some cake.
Okay, so did you find one that you liked?
I did. Yeah, I found.
What's the flavor?
My cake and her cake. My cake is gonna be vanilla with a white icing and a chocolate ganache poured on top of it.
Ganache.
It's sort of like chocolate syrup.
Oh, okay.
But it's fancy.
It's like I've heard that name, but I didn't know what it meant.
Fancy. Yeah. Her cake is going to be butter pecan on one layer, chocolate on another layer, on two more layers, and then the top layer is going to be butter pecan again.
Good Lord.
And it's going to be awesome. It tastes. The butter pecan tastes sort of similar to pancakes.
Is it like a regular cake, or is it going to be like a theme?
No, mine's just going to be regular. It's going to be just a square cake, and hers is going to be a round four-tiered cake. So, looking forward to it. It's going to be delicious. Yeah. So let's kick off Raw. We had Triple H come out and address the situation that happened to Seth Rollins. And if you're listening to the show and have been living under a rock for the past week, Seth Rollins is no longer your WWE champion. He suffered an injury in, I believe it was Dublin, in a match against Kane. Went to do a flip and then powerbomb Kane through a table. And as soon as his legs hit the ground...
that sucks with like all this stuff going on. So with this whole situation, someone's gonna get elevated, for sure, or I should say someone who is in the process of getting elevated is gonna probably get.
Well, yeah, this is definitely an opportunity for everyone to step their game up because Cena's out, Orton's out. It looks like Big Show is out now. Apparently he suffered an injury at the SmackDown tapings tonight. It's crazy. The roster has gone from full to exceedingly thin.
We don't want to hear that, people get hurt. I mean, that's part of the business. But, they'll come back and Seth Rollins will come back and try to get the title back. But this will someone will fill that position.
Yeah.
Which I think it's going to be Roman.
Yeah.
Somehow. But
more than likely, that's probably where they're leading. But Doug, what are your thoughts? What do you think about?
Like, as far as, like, specifically, like, I didn't see Raw because, mostly because I, like, got home, like, after it's, like, started and I fell asleep during it because I been working a lot. But I sort of dozed in and out of it, so I kind of know what happened, but I couldn't, like, critique matches or anything. But I know basically, like, what happened. But as far as, like, just Rollins being out, I think they had to blow up. I mean, not think they had to blow up their plans from here through Mania. So that's exciting from the prospect of whatever they were planning and building towards, they have to figure something completely different out. And me, like, snoozing through the show is not, like, indicative necessarily of the quality of the show. It was just me being tired. So I'm actually interested to see what's going to take shape and what they're going to use this time, sort of away from their more established guys to build towards, like, who gets chosen. And what they decide to do with certain guys.
Speaking of what they're going to do with certain guys, and like in this promo, it was just pretty much Triple H calling out Roman. Well, he addressed Seth Rollins and all that stuff, and how he was a good champion and stuff, and he's the man. And then they called Roman out, and he came over there and just pretty much said, hey, I want you to be my guy. It's like you can go to the top of this and
be the guy by being my guy.
I'm going to be honest with you. I thought he was going to say yes.
Yeah. it would have been an interesting time to do it. I know there's a lot of people going, no, Roman's going to turn. No, Ambrose is going to turn. And I think that the Survivor Series is going to be that payoff.
I don't think Roman's going to turn if he didn't turn here.
Yeah.
Do that.
And, that was definitely the way that Triple H had set it up by saying, you fought so hard, you've gotten so far. In the end, it doesn't really matter. Lincoln Park, sorry. But for him to say, you've scratched and clawed your way up to, you won the Royal Rumble, you got screwed out of the championship at WrestleMania, and Seth's gone on to be, do bigger and better and greater things than you.
He was willing to do whatever it takes.
Yeah. And I thought it was actually a really outstanding promo by Triple H, not the typical 15-minute snooze fest we normally get.
Well, I mean, I was focused on it. Because I wanted to know what was going to go on, with Seth Rollins gone and all this stuff. And after Roman said, Triple H, like, why don't you be my man? And then he was like, I've clawed my way up top. I did all this stuff, and I don't take handouts. And I thought he was going to turn, but I thought he was going to go like, but, or something like that, and shake his hand.
I'll just take it myself.
I really thought he was going to do that, but
yeah.
Oh, well, I think somehow he's going to get the title anyway, so it doesn't matter.
More than likely. That's probably where they'll have it go. But yeah, Triple H trying to convince Roman Reigns, hey, join us, be one of my guys, and you'll see your career go to the top. That's where it's going.
I mean, the least, not the least, I think there's like, only if you're looking at the tournament brackets, there's only like a handful of real possibilities that we can come out of.
Mm-hmm.
And it does, I mean, in all likelihood, we're looking at a Reigns Ambrose like finals at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I think that's where they're headed. But
with a Sheamus cash in.
Well, I mean, I think the less likely scenario, but something that I think is maybe more interesting is that, and this sort of speaks to them sort of blowing up all their plans from here to WrestleMania. They're sort of like working it out like as they're going now, or they may have chosen a new path, but they had an opportunity once everything had to get blown up. What I would have liked to have seen them do is keep the like Reigns and Ambrose like buddies and not turn either one of them, because I mean they're still sort of using Ambrose to like siphon like his overness over to Reigns on, and it's sort of, I sort of like the idea that like that he, like the top babyface has a friend. Like that's something they sort of got away from, where like the faces have like friends with each other and stuff, or like, hey, the good guys sort of like have each other's back and stuff. And I sort of like that. And what I would have rather have seen in the past couple of like weeks or so, they've sort of teased this as a possible like future money feud, and the crowd reacted really lively to it. And that's Reigns and Owens. And I understand the logic of, okay, we tease this and it got a good reaction, so that's something we would build to at a later time. But if all your plans are out the window, why not go with something that's like tested well like now? So I would like to see like Owens, and obviously this is just bullshit, like armchair like fantasy booking, mostly because I didn't see the show and I don't have anything else to talk about. But I would have liked to see like Owens like as the prize fighter guy be like the Authority's new guy, as the guy who's he's known to, he'll do what he has to do to sort of get the job done. I would like to see, would have liked to have seen like Ambrose and Reigns sort of stay the course, and you can still do I guess you can do the finals, but I mean, I don't know. I just think that the crowd is really interested in seeing that, because we've seen like the past, like when they did the 4-way and they teased that, the crowd really came alive for that. So, I mean, you guys, you were talking about how some people think Reigns is going to turn, some people think Ambrose is going to turn. I mean, what do you think is the more likely scenario, and what do you think is the better scenario?
I feel it'll be weird to Reigns. Well, I mean, that could be hey, I got the whole crowd or whatever, but like I think it was weird that he didn't turn then to go Triple H, and then he's going to turn later. I don't know.
That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
I don't know.
Like that, this promo would have been an opportune time for them to pull that
Maybe I
particular
fell for
trigger.
it. Maybe it's something I wanted, I guess.
Well,
I thought that Roman was going to just go, you know what? I've been screwed over so much.
I
You know,
need to
so
look out for my family. And
you know, you can, I mean, I've done all the work, but you can help me just a little bit just to get past all this crap.
Well, see, they sort of like to book things in that way, like the sort of red herring, like, is he going to do it type thing, and then take a couple of steps back away from it and then do it later on. Because the stuff that you're saying makes more sense from, like, Ambrose's perspective. Like, Ambrose is like, I'm tired of playing second fiddle, tired of just being Roman Reigns' pal. Look what Rollins was willing to do, and look where it got him. Maybe I'm willing to do that too now.
yeah.
And I know
And
a lot
not
of
to
people,
mention Triple H made mention in his promo that he was like, you know, before we picked Rollins to be our guy, we looked at you first.
Right.
And so that could be more fuel for Ambrose to be like, you guys didn't even look at me.
So I'm the third guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could be interesting with Ambrose as their sort of new guy with like a chip on his shoulder. So
I
almost
think
like
it would
that.
work.
Not that I'm drawing like a direct parallel between Austin, but sort of that whole like corporate Austin thing where it's like the guy who doesn't really wear the suit, but like he's got like he's not used to that. But I mean, I think that's something they could run with. But I think if they do Reigns, I don't think if you are going to do Reigns, I don't think you do it right there. They just sort of teased it. Like if Reigns does turn, I think it has to be like something gets rough for him and becomes harder in the course of the tournament, and then he has to make a decision like, is it worth it to
Keep your morals.
is it worth it to stay the straight and narrow or to go Triple H to get there in the end? And that's where it's good. If it's going to happen, it's going to be, you know, close, like in the finals or whatever.
Yeah. And one of the things that, sorry to cut you off, but one of the things that Triple H said in his promo was like, listen, you had won the number one contendership. Like, you deserve to be in that title picture. So I would hate to have to send you to the back, you know, and make you work your way back up again. It was like, just take the title. You've earned it. You know, you've earned your spot. But, you know, just a small little thing. Yeah.
So we sort of talked out the scenarios, but what do you think is more likely?
I'd like to see maybe Ambrose turn, but
If you think about it, I don't know. I don't see. I mean, even though WWE, like you said, does that crap where they gloss over he's doing the face thing, he turns later on. I think that's a possibility.
I don't think it's crap necessarily. It's all in how it's presented. You know, it's
Hopefully it works.
Well, it's like, look back at how Rollins turned heel. He joined the losing team. You know, like Shield stood tall over Evolution, and then Rollins joins with them. Yeah, like that didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, but in this scenario, it would make sense because the guys are actually turning for a benefit. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see anything. It's just me thinking. I don't know, really. I don't know what I see, to be honest with you.
Sheamus cashes in.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. I don't know what the heck they're gonna do with that too, you know?
I mean, that seems like only
He's already out of the tournament. Oh, how's he gonna get back in?
that seems only like slightly less likely than the Owen stuff, but I mean, we could get like a hard fought like
Ambrose and Reigns match
where they just hug it out at the end, like, "Hey, guy, it's for the fucking title, buddy." Like,
Yeah.
it's,
You know,
I mean, that's probably not very likely, but they could do that. It would be almost more shocking if they played it straight and just two dudes said, "Hey, we're just gonna put the friendship aside."
They're brothers, man.
brother. Well, this is skipping ahead, but we know that Cesaro is going on, and they said, I guess on SmackDown, it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Cesaro. Oh, we know who's going to win that, because I was like, crap, I wanted Cesaro to go further, because in my head,
it's not on SmackDown.
I thought it was.
Because SmackDown was on the other side. I read the spoilers. It was the SmackDown was like,
on next Raw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which would make sense if they, because that's an interesting point. Because I know what happened on SmackDown was the Ryback,
Kalisto.
That's weird. That's weird.
And the
Del Rio, Stardust,
That's right.
and Neville and King Barrett.
Okay, so it's gonna be a Raw then. But then at the same time, I was like, we know Roman's gonna go to the end. Well, and I was like, why did you put Cesaro? I don't know. Ugh.
Well, if you think about that from the perspective of where do they want to end up with Reigns on the face or the heel side, if they wanted to go forward with him as a straight babyface, but then they shouldn't have booked him against Cesaro. And if they were going to book him against Cesaro, they should have buried it on SmackDown where less people watch, because if you're expecting, so maybe they are turning it. Maybe Cesaro is part of the catalyst on Raw, because if you know how the crowd's going to react to Cesaro. They're going to act favorably to him, especially on Raw where there's more excitement around a live show. That's almost setting your boy up for failure and that would seem like a pretty obvious mistake to catch or something, but
Yeah.
so maybe it could play into the turn. I don't know.
Yep. We'll see what happens.
Yep. But, after all that being said, Roman Reigns did decline the offer, which is foolish. But,
I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Man.
And, Roman Reigns even had the line where he was like, you want me to sell out? And Triple H is like, it's not selling out. Selling out is something that people who aren't successful say about someone who is successful. Like, none of these people are going to be as successful as you. And this is a perfect opportunity for you to cash in. So, take care of your family. But Roman Reigns said no, and Triple H said, well, fine, I'm glad you said no, and I didn't want you anyways. I'm taking the title and leaving. So, but that opened up the very first match of the new tournament to determine who's going to be the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Roman Reigns going up against the Big Show. I know it's a super fresh match that we've never seen before ever, and the crowd was certainly hyped for it. What did you think about this match, Tyler?
It was nothing. There wasn't too much to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that it's bad that I already have in my head. I was like, Roman's going all the way. I mean,
yeah.
So, I mean,
that's one of the tough things.
Is it bad though?
No, it's not bad. I mean, I feel like I know. Well,
it takes some of the fun out.
To know, I mean, I don't personally know what's going to happen, but to have that feeling that, hey, I know Roman's going all the way. I don't know. I would like to be.
Like, we watch the programming enough, you can pretty much tell who's going.
I mean, we're not
further.
Yeah, but if this had been a tourney where Cena was in the opening promo, you would know Cena's getting the finals. If this was an Attitude Era thing where you would know Austin would be in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, and it could even be red herring. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's red herring. I think he's in the finals, but I don't think it's for sure set in stone that he's going to win the title.
No, I mean, I don't know that part, but finals for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, what other than like the three guys we sort of talked about, who better than those three guys? I mean, you could say,
who else is
it has to be one of these three guys, so it's predictable. But who better than those three guys, really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one else has been positioned in a spot that would matter as much as those guys.
Because I don't. This is still skipping ahead, but just me throwing out stuff because we don't even know how far Owens or Del Rio are going to go to. I mean, they have their own titles. I mean, I don't think they're going to get the.
Yeah. So speaking of titles, the next matchup we got to see Kevin Owens going up against Titus O'Neil. So it was kind of interesting to see Titus O'Neil in a singles competition.
This tournament, they're giving other people that are in tag teams and other stuff, a chance and stuff like that. So
yeah, this match was okay. You could tell that Titus is still has a ways to go. Like as far
I'm trying to remember, I don't know. The only thing I really remember was like in the corner, Kevin Owens was like he was trash talking like Titus, like, or I forgot what he said. What do you think about that, Titus, or something? You can't do this, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, watching the matchup, you could tell that Titus still has a little bit to go in the ring, as if he's going to break out as a singles competitor down the road. He does a fine job in a tag match. He's the big muscle man and clears house. But in a singles match, I felt like he struggled a bit, at least in this matchup. Kevin Owens gets the win with the pop-up powerbomb.
I don't know if you
to the big man.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that. I guess they were told to do it. I don't know if Roman did it, but like everyone who won, hey, go stand by the title after you're done. Because it wasn't him who then
like
ran away
at the WrestleMania sign.
He ran away and then he had to go. He went back, or was that someone else?
Owens
did that. He was walking.
He took JBL's hat, walked away.
Yeah, I bet he was like, "Oh crap! They told me to go. I gotta go by the title." So
yeah, so had to show interest in what you're fighting for, I guess. So Kevin Owens ends up getting the victory, which takes us to a Divas match. Becky Lynch going up against Paige, and Becky Lynch getting the victory here on this one. Nothing really to take away from the match.
I'm trying to remember stuff. I don't know why I'm blanking.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't anything fantastic. It was, it was fine for what it was. After the match, Paige attacked Becky Lynch.
Seems to always get the pin or the. I know she gets wins and stuff, but usually whenever they're doing different matches, she eats the pin.
Yeah, but this time Becky ends up getting the victory. But then Paige attacked afterwards and applied the PTO on the commentary table, which for some reason is apparently more devastating in the mind of Michael Cole, who was like, "Oh my God, the PTO on the announce table! Oh my God, how devastating!"
Maybe he was just like freaking out because it's so disrespectful to put your feet all over the announce table.
She's on my laptop and my iPad. So, but then Charlotte came out and made the save. So, moving on from that, another matchup in the tournament was Dolph Ziggler going up against The Miz. Anything from this matchup?
No, I mean, like I said, I basically slept through Raw. Like I sort of know what happened. Like it subliminally like seeped into my brain.
Yeah.
From waking up periodically. Like I know.
I remember
It
that
seemed
part.
like kind of a little bit of fast pace.
Yeah. I don't remember too much about it, but Dolph Ziggler does end up getting the victory. And
I sort of like dozed on and off through Raw, and then I woke up and I tried to watch Breaking Ground, and I got like 15 minutes in, and this is the worst the network has ever like acted for me. I don't know if you guys watched it, but I got to the part where the guy who won Tough Enough was getting advice from Regal, and he was like, and then it would play for like 20 seconds and skip like back like 10 seconds prior, and it would play for 20 seconds. It just kept fucking like
it does
up.
that on the network. It does that.
I mean, I know it does it, but like I know people have problems with this stuff, but this is honestly the worst it's ever been for me. I've had like hiccups here and there, but this was like I tried to watch this show for like 50. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm going to bed." Like,
yeah,
I'm tired. I'm not doing this.
Probably watch it. I didn't get to watch it after all, but like the previews. What was it? Baron Corbin was like. He was hanging out. He's like some guy was like hang all over me or put his like.
Yeah.
He was about to. What did he say? He was going to hit him or something. Or
I'm going to knock that mother. And then it cuts off.
I don't know. Like there was just this part where like Regal was like they were in like a production meeting, and then like Regal's like just real soft spokenly and like distraughtly says,
Change the Yeti.
He's doing that Wookiee thing or whatever.
And they're like, "Oh no, it's the Yeti." He's like, "Oh yeah, Yeti. What's a Wookiee?"
I bet they're like, you gotta change that crap because like in Tough Enough they're like supporting it.
They knew what Albert said. What's a Yeti? Like they knew what a Wookiee was or whatever because they did the little.
So what does this mean? Like he's gonna be more on the show, or he was just coming by and seeing everyone?
It seems like they're cycling people in and out.
Yeah, this one was. It focused a lot on the NXT tour of Texas that we went to, and one of the things that cracked me up is they were talking about the Houston show and they said it was sold out.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm like, that was highly inaccurate.
Row. There was no one.
There were two other people on our row. Like that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
Super vacancy on your own row.
Yeah.
I mean, there was. I mean, I think a lot of people there, but I mean, there was holes.
Yeah.
They called it like a 3,000 seat venue too, and they didn't sell that out, so that's not great.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they focused a little bit on Big Cass and Carmella.
See, I didn't make it to that fucking part because it's skipping was driving me crazy.
That's okay. They end up going to like Cavender's and trying on cowboy hats and boots, and they keep calling each other babe and all that. Like, oh, you look good, babe. Oh, wow,
so are
baby.
they a couple?
I'm guessing the way the dialogue that they had, it made it seem like it. She's like, oh, you look so handsome, babe.
My boy Enzo keeps on calling my girl hot as hell.
So she's like, who is she the fucking daughter of?
I don't know.
Look at it now because
Old Tony from Jersey.
No.
Nunzio?
You got one word for them? You got one word for them? Yeah, soft. SAWT. What?
A little off there. Just one letter. Yeah.
So it's someone
keep
we
going,
know.
I'll tell you.
It's someone we know?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Another reference that we won't get. It's fine. But yeah, the Baron Corbin thing, like he went to 6th Street in Austin and was like, yeah, I like kind of being alone. And,
Oh, gosh.
And there's this one guy who just kept bugging me and putting his arm around me. And I was ready to knock the dude out. But thankfully, I wasn't in the mood to.
I bet it'd be like, you can't do that or you'll get in trouble by WWE.
Yeah, more than likely. It's like every time they show him, he just seems annoyed to be anywhere.
So it goes along with his character in
I guess
NXT.
Maybe. Like they showed him like fans meeting him at the airport, and they had Apollo Crews, and he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, like come here, let's take a picture." And he was like, "Thank you." And they showed him talking where he was like, people pay to come and see me. The least I could do is sign an autograph or take a picture with them.
That's what Apollo said?
Yeah. And then it cuts to like Corbin, and he just has the look like, God, I wish I were like somewhere else right now. Like he would take the picture and just.
I wonder if that's a
Just
front
stone
for the thing, and he has to be like that, or he just.
Paul Van Dam.
Who's that?
He's just a jobber, like for the Fed in the '90s. But she's like a second generation, but I guess like they don't like advertise her as like a.
They would not be. They would.
Second generation superstar, Legends contract for
Who?
For that guy. He was big in the 90s.
But no, yeah,
He was a jobber.
Constantly seen on Sunday Night
When
Heat
they
and
actually
Velocity.
had like real jobbers, he was a jobber.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't get to catch that stuff. So
Yeah,
but,
he just seems annoyed the whole time.
I think that goes along with his character.
I like him more that I think it's weird that it's obviously like a work show, but it's
Yeah.
like not as worked as some of the other shows, but they're using it as a way to sort of focus on the lesser known NXT talent or their own, like the talent that would be considered their own like made talent. Like they're, at least as of yet, we haven't seen a lot of guys who come in with a following already. They're sort of using this as a vehicle for you to sort of familiarize and identify it with like the people that they're sort of making on their own.
Well, this episode focused, like I said, on Apollo Crews. Like, also,
I didn't get to that far.
yeah, when he was
Didn't
at
they,
one of the shows, his sister came and he was like, "Oh man, I haven't seen you since I've wrestled in Japan or something like that."
Oh wow. Oh, what about they showed on previous Tyler Breeze?
Yeah, they focused a lot on Tyler Breeze. Talking about how he was almost cut, but he had to reinvent himself, and how the Tyler Breeze character came to be, and how they let him use the cell phone to stream and all that. And they even had a backstage segment where it was Jason Jordan standing next to him, like holding the little tassels on his boots, and he's like, please don't touch those. And he's like, oh, or did you take amateur wrestling? And Breeze is like, what? He's like, did you take amateur wrestling? He's like, didn't need to. He's like, oh, well, it's just because I noticed that you're wearing amateur wrestling shoes. You don't have like wrestling shoes on. Mm-hmm. Like he's just like giving him crap. And I'm sitting there going, God, this is such a like you're saying, it's a scripted show to an extent, or
I don't know if it's scripted. I know it's definitely worked to a certain extent. They focused on things that aren't actually how they are.
Yeah, and it was making it seem like they were just like having beef over the shoes.
So it was like a heel being a heel.
Yeah,
they're definitely
heel.
getting Corbin over as a heel to the show.
Yeah,
like they're using that as. I think it's been sort of effective. Like I have a stronger feeling over Corbin in general just since the show has been on.
It just makes it like every time I watch him, I'm like, dude, if you're feeling this bad, just freaking go.
I think it's
go away.
Part of the,
I think it's just to get people to hate him.
Yeah,
not that he's not hateable, but
he's easily hateable. I would prefer if he was gone now.
Hey, I actually like playing with him in 2K16.
Oh, good for you. I'm doing the My Career mode on that, and they teamed me up with him.
There you go. There you go. And then when DLC comes out, you can team up with Blake and Murphy.
That's like a palm reading or something. That's like says something about your personality, Daniel.
Yeah, I need to jump him, and I need to turn on him. God.
Yeah.
I still can't get over like how bad they botched Renee Young's face. Like, have you done any of the My Career mode? Oh my God.
I have not sat down to make something yet.
It is awful.
I'm just playing with characters and then universe and I'll get to that later though.
I've basically only played through the showcase stuff and like online against people.
Let me see if I can find this real quick. Renee Young.
We have to stall.
No, we don't have to stall, but, you know.
Are you a
I'm
homeowner?
I'm not a homeowner.
Are you a homeowner?
Not yet. I did shut the garage, though. But,
It's Callisto.
it's just terrible. Is that noise? Oh, this. Never mind. Yeah. I just don't like it. The way that, yeah, it's a very wide mouth. Anyways,
Well, that's what they did with the characters in the last game. They're not gonna be perfect.
yeah. I figured they could have done a little bit better job, though. But anyways, back to Raw. We got to see Natalya versus Naomi. And anything to really take away from this match, Tyler?
It looked like one of the moves they did at the beginning, like hurt
Natalya.
and then didn't Naomi fell a certain way or whatever. It looked like it hurt her too.
I think so.
People would be getting hurt.
Yeah. When the crowd was chanting, "We want Sasha, we want Sasha," and so instead they got Natalya versus Naomi, and then Natalya gets the win, and then Team Bad attacks, and there you go. So after this, we got to see Cesaro go up against Sheamus, and this is the match where I had to stop watching. Unfortunately, I ran out of time to watch.
It didn't seem that bad.
Yeah, I heard a lot of compliments
There was
for
a
this match.
distraction. Forgive me because I don't know what team that guy plays on. That he was in the audience. I don't know if it was a rugby team or
Football,
something
like that.
So I don't know.
But
Sounds lame. I don't know.
He slapped Wade Barrett though.
Yeah, slapped Wade Barrett. Before that, Sheamus got in his face, but it was strange how Cesaro got the win because there was that distraction after the dude slapped Barrett and Sheamus was in the corner, so he ran to the corner and did a European uppercut. Then he picked him up weird and looked like he was about to slam, but it was like some weird roll up. It looked like it was wrong or something.
That was one of the things that I heard a lot of people commenting on is that there were roll up finishes on so many of the matches
there was.
on this Raw, like crazy amount.
It didn't bother me or anything like that, but this one was weird because I think he tried to it was messed up or something, but it worked. He got the pin. So.
Yeah. So Cesaro advances, making Sheamus out of the tournament. Tough break, kiddo. After that, we got to see Dean Ambrose going up against Tyler Breeze.
This was a fun match.
Yeah,
I liked this one. A lot of
fast pace.
Yeah, it was back and forth stuff. I had a feeling that Tyler was not gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, his first match. That'd be cool if he won. Nah,
was not to be this time. As Dean Ambrose got the win with a small package and even did a WWE.com video about the small package. Did you happen to watch that?
No.
I posted it on the Facebook page, and it's very unusual. He kind of goes off the handle for a little bit, talking about meadows and bulls and all kinds of crazy stuff. So
sure.
Make sure to go over to the Facebook page and check that out. But the final matchup we got to see.
Oh, sorry. Another thing that I want to talk about is a little note or whatever. It seems like Summer Rae is really getting into the character now with Tyler Breeze. Like she's artificial with like a model-esque type, like whatever, like that.
Embracing the character.
Yeah.
Good for her. It's good to see some evolution going on in one's character. So after that, we got to see New Day going up against Neville and the Usos. Anything to take away from that?
Something I was going to say that the New Day did, but I totally forgot.
The shushing?
The shushing, I don't know.
No?
Don't remember.
All right. Well, New Day end up getting the victory on that one. It's going to be a short show this week, but that's okay. And after that, we got to see Bray Wyatt come out, give his eulogy.
The whole night they were showing packages about
Undertaker and Kane.
It was weird because it started off like, that beginning little thing that the Wyatts do or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it went into a package
Jep!
every time. Not like it didn't do the Jep thing, but then it was just different things from Undertaker and Kane's.
So
careers.
are y'all of the opinion that we're going to get a 4-on-2 or they're going to just pick two Wyatts and do a straight tag? It could be like Bray and Luke Harper versus Kane and Undertaker, or you think it's going to be 4-on-2?
Well,
I kind of have a feeling that they would pick Wyatt. I don't know. That's weird though. Like,
I want to say that I saw in like one of the spoilers that it's going to be a 2-on-2.
Is it? Did they say it on SmackDown?
Maybe I'd have to check.
It's got to be Bray and Luke Harper then, right?
More than likely, if any combination.
because they wouldn't put Braun in there
good.
because they want to keep Braun strong.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, here's a spoiler. During SmackDown, so if you don't want to know, just tune out for a few seconds. The Wyatt family opened the show with an in-ring promo. Bray challenged Kane and The Undertaker to face 2 of the Wyatt family members at Survivor Series.
So it's got to be him and Harper, I'd imagine.
Probably. So
That's a fucking dud of a card if you got Rowan or God, what's his fucking name?
Strowman, Braun.
So, do you guys think they're going to do the semifinals on Survivor Series, and then do the finals? Like, open the show with the 2 semifinals, do like your tag, maybe have like a traditional Survivor Series, and the finals main event.
I feel like they should do that.
They probably should put
yeah.
the semis on the show. Huh?
Yeah, that way you can it'll fill for time.
Right.
You don't have to put up some BS matches.
Right.
Yeah, I think that'd be a fine fit. It'd probably be the best choice.
So out of everybody's left over, I feel like they have to do one like traditional Survivor Series. Who do you see?
It'll be all the people who lost in the tournament. Almost all.
I could see like a New Day team, like unless we're gonna get a tag match. You think
It'll be
There's 5, right?
It'll be
5
the
in
New
team?
Day, Sheamus, and Barrett.
I wouldn't like that, but
I could see New Day and somebody versus Usos and some people.
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
And Neville.
I can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that.
We'll have to see as we get closer
With
to the
everybody,
event.
Put your fingers on your head.
Unicorn.
That's a unicorn horn.
Unicorn to pay homage.
It's not
to,
a finger and it's not a unicorn. It's a unicorn horn.
Unicorn horn.
Get it right.
To pay
Unicorn horn.
the respects to our fallen leader,
That's right.
Seth Rollins.
Harry Potter sucks.
Yeah. And then Byron took like offense. Said, "What is this? We're talking about Harry Potter." And like JBL was like, "Harry Potter does suck," or something like that.
Shut up, Byron.
That's weird.
There, at some point during Raw, there was also a Alberto Del Rio promo,
Yeah.
but it was just to promote his match on SmackDown.
Mex America stuff, and then it was like more racist stuff that Zeb was spewing. What was it like? We would invite you British people or whatever, but no one likes you or something like that.
Not even Scotland wants to be involved with the United Kingdom, and y'all hate
y'all
the
take orders from
refugees.
Germany and stuff like that, or something like that. And Vladimir Putin's gonna be telling y'all what to do soon, or something like that.
Just craziness.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, this whole pairing it seems so awkward.
Yeah, no, especially whenever when Zeb did that, and then whenever Del Rio got on the mic, because
Viva Mex America.
he was like, good point, or some good point, Zeb, and then he went on to
That's
like,
right.
what?
That's right,
That's
Zeb.
so weird.
That's
I find
right.
it weird that they brought him back to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Both people. Yes.
Well, I mean, specifically Del Rio.
Yes.
Do you find it weird that he came back just to do this? Because he was like the man in AAA. Like,
Yeah, I figured-
okay, Ray's the man in AAA, but he's like 1B to Ray's 1A.
I would feel that he came back with good intentions in his mind, and then it was like, crap.
So,
it's
hey,
the
we're gonna bring you
WWE.
back, but you get Zeb.
Well, like, if supposedly the idea is they brought him back, like, 1, because they want a Latin star, and 2, because they want more star power, then why the fuck are they doing this with him?
Exactly.
I mean, did you guys hear all that shit about, like, Meltzer, like, first reporting that he got like 1.5 million to return, and everyone's like, that's a fuck ton of money for him to come back to do this shit. You find it hard to believe they're paying him 1.5 just to do this? Because the WWE like supposedly like responded saying he's not getting 1.5 million, but like Meltzer
1.7 million.
I mean, Meltzer is supposedly like
Usually, whatever Meltzer says is pretty accurate, right?
Well, it depends.
Take it with a grain of salt.
I mean, he does the job like he does like a legitimate job. Like someone told him this that he trusts enough to say it. I'll say that much. Like he's saying like sources of his that are friends with Del Rio, which is probably Conan, is claiming that he's getting 1.5 mil.
We're going to narrow it down.
Well, it's sort of been outed as one of Meltzer's sources before.
Yeah.
Well, how's Conan?
Well, because he's boys with Del Rio.
Oh, so he is like good. He's close. Like,
yeah,
he
he brought him into AAA whenever he bounced. But like, so Meltzer's saying that people he knows say that he's getting 1.5, and WWE is saying he's not getting 1.5.
There was some articles saying that TNA tried to give him or whatever, wanted to get him and try.
They made a play for him,
Yeah.
but they couldn't afford him.
So if they do that, and some other people are not gonna get this much money or something, I don't know.
People won't be getting paid over at TNA. Pay for him.
People want to see Kurt Angle versus Del Rio.
Kurt Angle's over at Bellator now.
Kurt Angle?
Yeah.
He's done with TNA?
I don't know if he's done, but he made the announcement for Ken Shamrock versus Royce Gracie.
Oh, so he's just there to hype people, not really to. I was about to say, is he really doing that?
He said he'd like to face Ken Shamrock one day, and Shamrock was like, "Yeah, sure,
his
let's do it."
body's not that great of, right?
I think he's stupid enough to fight. I think he's gonna fight.
Yeah,
I think he's stupid enough to do it.
Man, I love you, Kurt Angle, but no,
I
don't do that.
I respect him, but I think he'd be stupid to fight, and I think he is stupid enough to fight.
By the way, that Ken Shamrock versus Royce Gracie fight, that's going to be in Houston next February.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I emailed the promotions dude over at Toyota Center today with a proposal for tickets. So we might be getting some tickets for that.
I would
If
like
you are
to go
interested
see
in
it.
going.
I would like to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Ken Shamrock versus Gracie and Kimbo Slice versus Data 5000.
I don't know who Data 5000 is, but that would be cool to see.
That's not the
Kimbo
guy from
Slice.
Dog Fights, is it?
I don't know. I don't know
have no
anything about
clue.
him. It's DADA 5000.
Look him up. Let's see what it looks like.
Nah, it's okay.
Can't be that guy.
We'll
can't
look
be that
after
guy.
the show. We'll look after the show.
Yeah, I want to
look
go.
it up. Look it up.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, get us tickets.
Yeah, I'm going to try and either get an interview with Shamrock again or see if we can maybe do like a meet and greet with some of the guys. But I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Like, hey, let's go up an hour or two before the show and meet these dudes. Now, the thing is, it's a Friday, I think. It's February 19th, which I believe is a Friday.
Well, I mean, man, I really, really hope my work is better by then. If not, I'm totally. I mean, if my work's not better by then, I got real fucking problems beyond making a fucking MMA show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you said that Kurt Angle's promoting that.
He came out to do the announcement for it. Because supposedly Lashley...
Isn't he supposed
was
to like
to have a
call
fight
a match,
there,
call a fight or something? Like, didn't they talk him into the announce table?
I don't know. Maybe.
I might be talking out of my ass.
And what y'all say? One of y'all said something about Bobby Lashley? Or what?
Bobby Lashley, I think, was rumored to be on the fight card as well. But it hadn't been confirmed as of yet.
I've never seen him fight.
I think I've seen one of his fights. Can't recall, though. If I did, then he won. So back over to Raw, the final segment, Bray Wyatt paying his respects to the Brothers of Destruction, and as he's doing so and laughing about it, the fire goes off, the lightning bolts strike, and the Brothers of Destruction return together.
You think they had to pull this trigger right now just because of all the situation with like the titles and stuff and like all these people?
Pull what trigger?
Like with like I know, or you think this is as scheduled as planned with Taker?
This
and
is
stuff?
scheduled as planned because they've been promoting like the.
I thought it was sooner. Like they came sooner.
I mean, they've been promoting like the anniversary of Undertaker at Survivor Series, so it's
Yeah.
probably been scheduled all along.
More than likely. Yeah. So Kane and The Undertaker show up, step into the ring, and then the lights go out again. And
I swear, I hate that Kane mask he wears with that fake hair. I don't like
that
it.
long hair.
I just think it's funny, like,
It's like, who are you trying to fool?
right.
But and the fact that like the referee will get onto someone for pulling the hair. Hey, get off the hair! Come
Well,
on.
I do like that. That's hilarious.
It's like,
That's
oh, come
sort of
on, you
like-
don't even feel it.
That's sort of like in Shikara where like they work the antennas on the hand mask, and they'll be like off the antennas, off the.
That's awesome.
It's part of the mask. It's part of the head. But yeah, so then the Brothers of Destruction are surrounded when the lights come back on, surrounded by the Wyatt family, and they fight them off.
What was it when there was one point, was it Bray or was it Braun, where one of the guys they were trying to set up for a double choke slam?
Yeah.
And one of them grabbed another one, tried to punch him. It was like,
Kane-
we were trying to do the double choke slam.
Kane went to punch while Undertaker did the grab, and so he punched him, and then he was like, oh, shit. And then he grabbed him by his other hand.
Yeah.
Oh, nice little flub there, and then they went to push him over the edge. They couldn't get him over the top rope.
Oh, yeah, that looked bad. It was Braun, and he looked like he almost barely got him over.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, so the crowd goes home happy seeing Kane and the Undertaker stand tall. So that'll do it for Raw. Let's talk a little bit more about WWE 2K16, part 3 of our review, I'm guessing.
Or just stuff that's happening, what we're playing. I still haven't played my career, haven't made someone. I'm still working on Showcase, and Universe is pissing me off.
Yeah.
I did that upgrade. What's the update? I mean,
yeah,
and they fixed. There was one thing that I was happy they
Pissing
fixed.
you off? I've had nothing but a pleasant experience.
Well,
I haven't touched a Universe mode. So maybe
I love Universe mode. That's my thing. I like to do that. I pick rivalries and stuff, and randomly when I go out through the weeks, it's deleted. And if you start another rivalry,
they might have patched it up while you were gone.
Well, I think some of the patches and whatever is kind of screwed us up more.
The people, they might have buried the hatchet while you were away from the console. They're not feeding you.
Yeah, we're done.
We worked it out.
We worked it out. I didn't even see that cutscene. Damn.
Now that I watched back the replay, I knew that you didn't mean to punch me.
It would have blown me. Then also, because after you do the rivalries and stuff, and it goes through the weeks and stuff, on the card, it'll have a regular match, and it'll say rivalry match. I can't say that right now.
Oh, what kind of match?
Rivalry.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll be.
I can't say rural.
I live in a rural area.
It's been a long day. So
Even when I'm not tired, I can't say rural.
there's a lot of things I can't say.
Say Aurora.
Aurora. I can say that. I can't say rural. I don't know why.
There's certain words. It's crazy. Some words you have to
Everybody's got their words.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
Yeah, rivalry. Sometimes I can't, but
That's fine.
It's sometimes with certain words I have to slow it
hostile,
down
Doug.
and have to say it. Break it down now.
Oh, shit.
But the rivalries are going on.
Mm-hmm.
But during the week or whatever, those matches are not showing up, and each week that goes by, it's counting down the rivalries, but nothing's happening. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Nothing happens.
And then if you delete one and start one over, you have to wait till the other rivalries are done
Damn it.
to start. It starts June or whatever. You delete this one and put another one. It don't start until July or something like that.
That's strange.
But it's weird that it does that, and it's pissing me off. I don't know if this update did that to it, because it did every once in a while, but now it keeps on doing it over and over and over. I'm like, I haven't even got to WrestleMania. I have to reset my universe, because I don't know, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I've had other glitches, funny glitches, which we will post later on. But
Episode 2 of our 2K fails.
one of them, I was Stardust versus.
Don't spoil it.
Okay,
we'll let everyone find out. And
Mr. Sinister Stardust.
for those of you who have any of the WWE 2K games or any of the WWE games of the past, if you come across any glitches, bloopers, fails, anything like that, something that you think is funny that's just absolutely crazy, send it our way. We want to see it. We're putting together a little compilation video, and maybe
I was about
we'll,
to say there
we'll feature yours.
still is glitches even with the patch.
Yeah,
I've seen
good.
it and stuff.
Good. Just make sure you submit them to podcastcrew@yahoo.com.
With Doug, why don't you tell us about the online stuff that you did
What do you mean?
about the match?
Your fighting
your
tactics.
Oh no! I don't want that getting out in case I need to use it.
Oh,
against-
okay, that's a good point. Good
Keep
point.
that on the deal.
Yeah, it's a secret tactic, or because
It's not really. It's not so secret. It's just something that people don't expect, and if I only do it if they're being cheap to me and I need to use it.
This is how he deals with spammers. That's the secret tactic.
Don't even get. That's more than
I'm
they
not
even
gonna
need
say.
to know.
More than they need to know.
But they don't know how.
So, Doug, how's your experience of 2K16 been so far?
I like it. I know a lot of people had a lot of problems with last year's game. A lot of people felt like it was a really stripped down version, and I think that's because THQ got bought that year, and they sort of got shuffled around, and they sort of raced to put together a new game on next gen consoles. So I think that was a lot of the problem. But it feels like they're starting to add all the stuff back in this year, and I think that they've made some smart gameplay decisions. I think
sure.
I think the new reversal system is a big plus of the game.
Yeah.
Because I know me and Tyler could have like 20-minute matches of nothing but us reversing each other for like 20 fucking minutes.
That fucking sucks.
And I think it's a smart addition. I don't know. I think overall it's a good looking game, but there are some spots where it looks a little rough and
the submission bar, whatever.
I think maybe I just don't understand it well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's just you're moving it back and forth. You're trying to make them stay overlapped.
It seems like it's like they follow me, or like I can't get rid
Mine's
of it.
always this,
It's like it's
and then I
always
stop and
connected.
they stop,
I'm like,
and-
damn it, I can't get away from them.
Yeah. I mean,
But yeah, it's okay. Like something I said last week was I like the new animations they've done with the reversals and stuff. Like if you're doing like a suplex, or I don't know, belly to back suplex, or any suplex, if looks like they pick them up, but sometimes they'll like hit their head, like they'll clap or something and hit their head or something like that, and just get out of there. Or they'll do different things. I've seen a lot of different animations when they're doing reversals and stuff, and it looks really pretty cool. They have some from last year though. If you're doing a suplex and you reverse it, sometimes you'll do the knee to the head and they go down.
Yeah.
That was from last year, but there was a lot of new stuff.
They like re-added the depth to the moveset, which I appreciate. Like I didn't like last year how they had once a guy was a certain amount of damage, you only did strong grapples and you did the weak grapples. I like being able to pick.
Yep.
And,
I like that too.
I think this year they even I don't remember it last year, but maybe I just spaced on it. But now they have even like diagonal direction like grapples, like to where it's like, you know how you're doing a grapple where it's like once you tie up, then you got up, down, left or right. But now you got up, down, left or right, or the diagonal.
Do they? I didn't notice that.
I didn't know it until I looked in. I think you just have one. You may not have one for each, but I think you have like one diagonal like addition, maybe an up and a down. But I didn't know it until I looked in the Creator Wrestler shit just to see what was in there, and it's like listed as one of the things.
They've added a lot of guys who were like on the indies. They've added their indie moves that they don't use in WWE. Did Kevin Owens ever do a thing where like he looks like he's about to do a power bomb, but like he holds them like this or in their head, like it kind of looks like the Samoa Joe,
Like the Muscle Buster.
yeah, but he goes backwards and their head lands on the.
You're talking about that like Rubik's Cube, like sort of like German, where he like
So he does do
from
that.
the power bomb position to where he like folds him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this, and then he, like,
Wow.
hits
So
him
he
back
did
with a
do that.
suplex. I don't know if he did that. I don't know if he did that or not. I'm asking you if that's the move.
Oh yeah, that's in there. Like, cause also it's cool.
And it takes a long time for it to set up too. That's one thing I've noticed.
Yeah, that does. Cesaro does his Ricola bomb, and it's called the Ricola bomb on there. So I haven't gone through the list because they also have like a category on there that says all new moves and stuff, and it's pretty cool. Like Hideo doesn't have CM Punk's go to sleep. It's his own version.
Even like the charge strikes. There's like one for every direction now.
Yes.
And you can have completely different ones from behind too.
Yeah, it's cool. I love that. And some of the strikes are like you do the strike move, but it's kind of a grapple into a strike.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, I think they've added a lot more depth to the movesets.
Like,
Or at least they stripped out a lot last year and they put a lot more back in.
I love the gameplay, and it's just fun. And I noticed that also you can have more than one OMG moment move.
Yeah.
Because
They don't cost like multiple finishers this year. It's just if you have a finisher stored, you can do it from whatever position.
yeah,
Nice.
because I did the Sami Zayn that run and jump out of the ring, and then I also did the one where he knocks you out and you're on this side and he runs through the ropes and does that DET and stuff like that. Oh,
you know what? I haven't checked. Do like Ryback and Cena still have the double stacked finisher?
I think so. I know Brock Lesnar does.
Okay, like a double F5, you mean?
Yeah, they're in the corner. You have to throw two of them, and then he gets them both and does the thing.
Okay,
Nice.
I haven't tried it. It just occurred to me when you were talking about OMGs.
And it's considered OMG.
One thing that I'm a victim of, but I do appreciate it, is the stamina bar. Like, I'll run out of stamina, and then I'll try and hit my finisher, but I can't because I don't have enough built up. So I'm sitting there watching my bar go up while the person's stirring. I'm like, no, just stay down. Just stay down. Just stay down. And then,
it always pisses me off because I'm like, I got you, motherfucker. And I'm like, what?
No, damn it!
no!
How do you like the run-ins? Have you done the run-in?
What do you mean?
At the beginning of the match, run-in.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like, that's the thing that cracks me up, too. Like, you do a run-in if they're further down, like, you're running slow to get to them and stuff.
I'm all out of stamina
Well,
by the time I get to
you do it when they're at, like, the top of the ramp and you got to run, like, all the way over there.
Yeah. Like, I like to either you be the second player and then jump them when they first come out, or you come out first and wait till they get to the ring. They're doing their, they're on the turnbuckle doing whatever, and you can jump them there. Mm-hmm. And what's so funny and kind of cool is if they have a certain attire on, you beat them up at first, and they'll do a cut scene to the crowd, and it'll pan back, and if that shirt or whatever they have on it disappears.
That's weird.
But I'm having fun with it, but there's something I feel that's frustrating with the game. I don't know what. Maybe it is that universe stuff that's really putting a dampening on it. Because I like doing a thing where I'm setting up rivalries and stuff, and then this person oh, this happens this week, and he may become a contender for the championship. You just don't know, and all that stuff. And
I haven't had a ton of time with it, but I've played. What I've played has been a really enjoyable experience. I think maybe it's just last year was the least 2K I've ever, or WSVR or 2K that I've ever played, amount wise. Last year's the least amount I've ever spent with a game.
Mine
so
too.
maybe I'm fresher off of not playing so much of one, and I'm just really into it because I'm back into it. But
there's
I think it's a solid game.
So many characters in the game.
I'm ready for the Creation Studio to release.
Yeah, that
for the mobile device.
It says it's been delayed.
I like they brought the creative title back. The belt.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I'm looking forward to it so we can make a podcast arena.
I want to make a podcast belt, or just put my face on a belt.
Noah's face on a belt.
Put Noah's face on the belt.
Put Noah's face on your trunks.
I asked Noah, and I was straight up with him, and I was like, "Hey, man, I would like to take a picture of you so I can import it to WWE 2K." He gave me a look, and I was like, "Come on!" I said, "I'm trying to create everyone," but I didn't really tell him I'm going to put on belts, make him, put him on trunks, just put a Noah tattoo on the guy's arm, Noah head tattoo on
Just
it.
use that picture from Galveston where he's all
I got tons of those pictures too.
You were all like, "Come on, Noah, I just want to take a picture of you so I can put you in 2K16." He's like, "But why do I need to be naked?"
It's called a body scan, Noah.
It's called. They
gotta
do the
scan
frog
you in.
splash.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't bother me as much. I mean, I'm past it, but certain characters their face is kind of stuck. Mm-hmm. I mean,
Not like scrambles.
Not like scrambles.
I heard you gotta stretch it on the.
No, not create a person. I'm talking about like the characters and stuff. Like Kevin Owens is
Confused.
It doesn't move too much.
I mean, I like playing as them in all the moves, but their faces are weird. Some are weird, and some are still doesn't look like their skin. They still look like crap. Like Ryback still looks like last year's. The AK, the Renee.
It's like it takes a couple of years to get someone right for some reason. I don't know why.
The big guy.
So the top people that still look good is John Cena's face still looks good. Randy Orton.
I don't like Lesnar's.
Lesnar's is not on at all. I think that was not scanned at all.
Cena and Orton's are we've been doing these dudes for 10 fucking years. We've got this in the bag.
Yeah.
You know exactly what these fuckers look like.
Instead of the 20 dots that they put on their face, they have 800. It's we have got this.
There's some of them that look good that I can't tell. I don't know. Did Billy Gunn look like he was scanned?
I haven't even played as him.
I haven't unlocked him yet. I don't do the cheap ass accelerator like you do.
I do.
I unlock my shit. I like to feel accomplished.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true too. I feel empty inside. So me and Daniel saw this. So when you, all the characters are unlocked and like, you know, in their menu screen pose and stuff, they look like realistic. It's a picture of them. Mm-hmm. There's 2 characters that look like the virtual characters. They don't look realistic. Yeah. Is Superstar Steve Austin and Mikey Whipwreck. They look like the digital like characters and stuff.
I've only seen them in the showcase mode. I haven't played with them outside of showcase mode.
5 Austins in the game.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Yeah.
And like I'm playing through showcase mode and like I keep getting unlocks as like this version of his vest, this version of his vest. It's like minor like adjustments.
I was so agitated because I was like, okay, I was trying to see if I can see all the attires and when everything unlocks. I was like, that's not all of them. So I did like a 3-on-3 with all or the Stone Cold. It's not like Stunning or Superstar or whatever.
Right. I
was like, one of them has to be. I love the attire with the vest and then the shorts.
Yeah.
You know, the blue jean shorts. They don't have that in the game.
Well, then that would have been a 6th Austin.
And they don't even have, like, because I was going to give him a different attire, but they don't have those short kind of shorts that he wears. It's like the long ones. I'm like, that's kind of weird if you're doing everything about Austin, but he wore that a lot, though.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's strange. So be on the lookout for our continued review of WWE 2K16. It's time to go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First and only question coming to us from Julian saying, I have a few questions for you guys. One is, now that Rollins is injured, who do you think will become the new champ?
Safe money, I think, is still on Reigns, but
yeah.
I think Ambrose is a possibility. I think Owens is a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
Cesaro's not there.
I mean, you always got to consider Sheamus with the briefcase.
Yeah.
But outside of those 4 guys, I mean, nobody other than those guys.
And one of the questions that someone asked me over the course of the week was, why isn't Sheamus cashing in on this right now? There is no one to defeat. Just walk up into the middle of the ring.
I like to cash it in. It's
Triple
my
H,
title.
I'm here for the belt. Thanks. Later.
Right.
So I don't know if the contract specifically states it must be a match.
Well,
but
I think that's a Pandora's box that they can't ever open.
Yeah.
I also read online. I saw the article on Facebook that WWE put out, and I saw other websites reporting it that I guess WWE is asking, who would you like to see come back? Have you see that? So,
well, who are some of the options?
Who was it? Like it was weird stuff. Like they had like they couldn't get some of these people because I'm pretty sure they're still under contract. I know like Hardy's was one of them.
Oh yeah.
I forgot who else.
Kurt Angle.
No, not Kurt Angle. But
Jeff Harvey.
That's yeah.
Yeah, that's who he'll wrestle as.
Yeah, I mean, smart money's on Reigns, but I think Ambrose is a possibility.
Yeah. Second question, when Rollins comes back, do you think he will have a face turn?
Absolutely. He's definitely coming back as a face.
Yeah.
He'll be gone long enough for people to miss him, so he'll get that.
What if, like, say if Ambrose or Reigns, one of them does turn, you know, and, like, they are the guy. They're Triple H's guy, so he comes back, and he doesn't like that, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess...
I guess this goes into the third question, which is when Seth Rollins comes back, how would you book him to the title picture? I think
Shield reunion.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I never.
Oh no, I don't. I wouldn't bring him back straight to the title picture. I'd bring him back like Shield reunion, like I said, like I would have like Owens be like the new guy for the Authority, and maybe them sort of rebuild a new Authority with a couple other guys other than him. And to where they constantly have the numbers advantage over Ambrose and Reigns, and then one day when he's back, you get that pop of him coming back as a babyface to rejoin them.
Well, I don't know if this means anything, but
it means nothing.
Owens did cut a small promo before his match, talking about things that are going to change and stuff like that. And
put a little change in my pocket.
Well, not that, but did he say that?
Yeah, it was like, if you like my song so much, you can download it on iTunes and put a little change in my pocket. And speaking of change, and that's when
So I don't know. maybe that's just like, hey, he's just part of this whole picture that throw people off, or maybe they might do something. So
I mean, I know where Julian's coming from. He's saying he never lost the belt, so he has like a claim whenever he comes back. But I wouldn't just throw him right back because who knows what the title picture looks like in 9 months? You know,
Yeah. That's just going to be such a bummer.
He's not going to be back for like him and Orton both won't be back for Mania. Like this is like post Mania. We're talking. Who knows what we're fucking looking at by then?
Yeah, it's crazy that he's going to miss the Rumble. He's going to miss Mania. He's going to miss all of that.
And plus, when Cena comes back, he's not going to be in the main picture. Where he's going to be him and Del Rio going on.
I mean, you're looking at like July when he comes back, like Money in the Bank era.
Think about Mania. Like Rollins and Orton were not going to be like top match guys, but they were going to be filling out that core. Look how like Mania already looks like even lighter with like those guys being gone.
And they've already replaced Rollins on the poster with Ambrose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because he's out. He's out.
Yeah.
You know,
I read
6 to 9.
online because WWE.com, like, they interviewed him.
Yeah.
And he goes, I didn't really feel too much pain. I felt something was off with my knee.
Well, see, I heard someone that had what he had, the ACL, MCL, whatever the fuck that is, that they say when it happens, it just feels like you tweaked it.
Yeah.
But like if you don't take care of it like right then or whatever, like after it starts like locking up on you, and that's when you know it's like fucked or whatever. So he was able to finish because he's just like, oh, I fucked my knee. But like you don't know immediately.
That's one of the craziest things is that this happened in the middle of the match and he was able to finish the match.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it happened towards the end, but you get what I'm saying.
They probably went to the finish, but
yeah, it's nuts that way.
Oh shit! I fucked up my knee. Let's do the finish.
Yeah, quick, go home. But that's gonna do it. Thanks for the questions. Make sure to submit your questions on our YouTube channel, WNS Video, also our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, and check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. And you can subscribe to our show. You can subscribe to our show on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Real quick, Tyler, before you do those plugs, I just want to say I feel like the show this week sucked, and I think we ourselves know it sucked. It's just one of those weeks where things.
We're all tired and didn't get to watch Raw. And
I haven't been watching a lot of shit just because of work, and I feel like we would feel better about the show just showing up to give you something than not give you anything. So we know it sucked this week, and hopefully things will turn around for us sooner than later. But
or apology.
Yeah.
One thing that I think would make this show
give them something than nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I think that would make this show a lot better, this particular show, this episode, is if you say Royal.
Royal. I can say Royal all fucking night long. It's rural.
And rivalry.
What's your word? You've exposed us.
I don't know. I mean, it'll just happen.
There's another word I forget that I do that. I do the same thing, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh well.
And also each week I'm still going to talk about W2K16 because
Ongoing.
whatever I discover, so it's little pieces of like reviews and stuff, and also we're gonna tell you whenever like the DLCs come out and stuff because there's really no DLC right now
because you can't read the internet, only we can. You'll never know.
I'll never know.
You'll never know.
There was a rumor that I think like the moves pack is coming out next, so
neat.
I'm ready for it.
That will be the first.
That's the rumor, so. I don't know.
Are we going to get like a Sasha, Becky, Charlotte DLC?
No, they said
nope,
no. They did not even do anything with that.
That's really weird.
Yeah,
they said that's.
It's a crazy.
They did not put them in the game, but they will get more focus next game.
Oh, good. So. Good. If you really wanted to play as those women, you'll have to wait another year.
Yep.
Yeah,
which is kind of sad.
You don't have to wait another year to play a Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not crappy.
So there you go.
Yeah, if you want to follow us on Stitcher, BeyondPod, and Player.fm, just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Twitter is at WNS Podcast, at WNS_Daniel, at Tyler_Aber.
Rivalry.
Rural.
There you go. So for the podcast crew, I am Daniel Herron.
Nailed it.
I'm Tyler Aber.
Doug.
And we will catch you all next week.